What's up? Hope y'all are doing good. Hope you're doing good. Let me just get logged in here real quick. If I can type this out right. There we go. All right. Rex is not with me. He was with me a moment ago. But went inside, and since my kids stayed home sick today, he's kind of hanging out with my daughter, so happy for her. Sucks, man. Sick kids is no bueno. One of them is significantly sicker than the other. But now I'm just like, ooh, do I feel sick right now? Then everything that happens is like, ooh. You start to just wonder, is that it? A little itch in your throat, you're like, is that it? So yeah. And my light is kind of flickering right now a little bit. I think it's just getting warmed up. Getting warmed up just like I am. I think I missed the stream Friday. Oh. Did I? Yeah, my kid was also sick Friday. It's been a weekend, you know? It's been a weekend. Been busy doing other stuff, working. Unlike the market was just slowly just chopping. Volume 42 million right now. That is very low. Very low. This is the hour chart right here. This is a 4-hour chart right here. I got SPY on here 4 times. No big deal. You can see we just broke out of this consolidation phase, which was within that big gap down. So not surprised. The market is returning to new highs. Just a matter of time. And it is cold out here, you guys. 52 degrees. Very cold. So we're just doing a quick stream today. I just wanted to get back at it. Trying to not miss any. I think I missed one out of the last 2 or 3 weeks. 2 weeks? I want to say 2 weeks. But maybe it's been 3. I don't know. But I've been pretty consistent, and I want to keep going with that. And hopefully these streams can just start earlier in the day sometimes. Just a, work in progress. So if you want to trade in today right now, with there being 15 minutes left, it'll be difficult, but we could see a break of support. So if you want to trade out of the money, low cost options, 686 puts could move a little bit. Could, you might get a 20-50% gain out of that, which is nice, not to be understated. That's a solid gain. So if we do get a break of support, that's what I would watch for. Just keep your eye on that. Let's just lock this in just in case. And if we start to build support soon, then we can start to look at the other outcomes. It would probably be a 697 call, something like that. Which seems pretty cheap right now, to be honest. 697 one day till expire. If we do hold and build support overnight, we could see 697 pretty easily tomorrow. But we'll see. Even safer route would be weeks out, and depending on how much buying power you have, if you have like $50, 705 calls, could be an easy way to ride this momentum up. As far as I know, we shouldn't see any move to the downside. But obviously I can't predict the future. All right, so it looks like we might be building support here. Not be surprised. Yep, right on the support line for the day. The current support 693.50-ish. Just set the alert here. Now really watch for that break below here. and then I would look for support around 693, and that's a pretty small move. That's a 50-cent move. So in order to capitalize on that, it has to happen fast. Man, it's cold out. Cold outside. So SPY at 693, Q at 626, IWM at 264. IWM down 0.23%, Q up 0.6, and SPY up 0.6. They're almost identical. Zooming out a little bit at the 15-minute chart, you can see how they're all lining up. And Bloom Energy looks to be a big cause for IWM's action today. BE being being one of the biggest, if not the biggest, I can't remember. It's up there. And the top handful in IWM. It has significant influence on it. Once in a while though, you will see them not be completely aligned. I've seen it a few times so far, but yeah, so that's why IWM is not lining up with SPY and Q, in case you're wondering. Keep your eyes on Bloom Energy, and maybe there's some news. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Not going to dig too deep into that right now. But it is kind of interesting. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. Yeah, the news for that is just not good enough right there. I'm going to actually see if I can find something. God, it's cold. So cold. My other heater just turned on, and I'm sorry. You might hear a slight noise from it. Let me just see. I don't see it showing up on the audio, so you might not hear it. But it's so cold, I gotta do it. Just gotta do it. I can't handle it. I feel like I'm becoming Frosty the Snowman out here. Alright. It seems just like from what I can tell, natural cooling off period for it after its recent run. That's what everyone's saying. Jim Cramer recently called the evaluation dangerous, and other analysts have pointed out that the current profit earnings ratio over 800 is extremely high compared to the rest of the energy sector. Okay, now we're getting down to it. Insider selling pressure, company directors, and significant insider selling over the past few months. Okay. They've sold over 120,000 shares worth about 16.5 million recently. While this often planned, investors sometimes view heavy insider selling as a signal that the stock might be a near short-term peak. Now if you followed any specific stock, name any stock for a number of time, whatever. If you follow a stock for a while, you'll see that happen from time to time. Insider selling. Sometimes it means something's going on. Sometimes it's just them, trying to lock in profits and just being, fiscally responsible. But take a look at this contract now. He could have got in at 17. If the market does break support, like I said, this will be a quick one, be a quick print, but you got to time it out right. You don't want to sit there and wait for it to happen if it's not going to happen. But there was the test, and that was just a quick move. It could come back down and continue. We'll see. 10 minutes left, 9 minutes, 10 seconds till the market closes. Now, if you're trading options, oh my God. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It sounds like someone's grinding. Startled me. So, 9 minutes left. Market looking to make a move. Will it happen? Will it happen? 693 might be the magnet for the day. Just might be. Firms like Clear Street raised their price targets recently up to $80 on Bloom. Oh, well, that's significantly lower than 140. What the? Technically, excuse me. Technically, the stock hit a 52-week high of 155. Here we go. Was that like 20% move so far on that? If you're holding, continuing to fall. Let's go, baby. Don't expect much. I do not expect much. 8 minutes left on the day. 46 million volume on SPY. Averages around 70. Oh, excuse me. I don't expect much. See what Bitcoin's up to. Bitcoin has been struggling a little bit recently. What the? That's not right. If you wanted to trade Bitcoin options, you could trade BITO. In case you didn't know, if you're wondering, pro shares of Bitcoin. So if you're feeling bullish on Bitcoin and you don't want to just buy Bitcoin, you just rather trade some options, that is one way you can go about it. Or you can just buy it too. I mean, that's one way you can do it too. One way to have some crypto exposure without actually holding crypto. Keyboard's gold. We are slowly selling off, stair-stepping down on the hour. Let's change this to a 4-hour chart. SPY holding on, looking to touch 693. We are almost there. And even when it does hit 693, I mean, this contract's not going to move a ton. It might hit $22 if it hits 693 quick. It's all about momentum sometimes. So if things happen fast, you'll get that fast money in a larger percentage. If it happens slow, you could lose money, and theta will eat you alive. Eat you alive. Now looking at Bitcoin, you can see came back up to 97, basically 98, hit resistance, and now we are back at support around 87,000. There we go. SPY continuing. There it goes. 19. 19. Can I get a 20? Can I get a 20? 20. Sometimes I feel like an auctioneer reading out these numbers. I said we could hit 22 if it happens quick enough. Now, it wasn't quite quick enough. We are close. 692.90. Told you guys 693 going to be that magic number today. They're just going to pin it probably around there. The odds of it continuing and hitting 692, pretty slim. It'll probably bounce around this area. But you never know. You never know. That's the beautiful thing about the market, is you never know what might happen. It never ceases to amaze me, but you can see where that support's coming from. And if it does continue, 692.60-ish is going to hold as a pretty good level of support. So we could see it continue on down to there. Let's just move it down there. Sometimes I use my alerts kind of as trend lines, like imaginary trend lines, support levels. In my head, I know, okay, once we get to there, I know that's kind of the support. Even if I'm watching, you know, I don't need the alert to go off. It's just kind of a visual. I guess it's a good habit I built, because then when I do walk away, I know, oh, we're at support. Oh, we're at resistance. All right, no surprise, 692.75. We could hit 692.60 if it wants to continue selling off slowly here. But again, 693 I think is going to be that magic number that we're kind of closest to. Yeah. There's just not a lot of time in the day, but we could hit 692. You never know. We need more volume. That's for sure. And again, I was telling you guys the other day about shorting the VIX. Look at that. Every time it hits 20s, 30s, grab some long-term options. And it's pretty easy money to ride it out if you can be patient. Because VIX always sells off, or always comes back down. Volatility cannot last forever. And here we go, continuing. Will we hit that 60? Will we hit it? Close. It's not much. Not much. Here we go. Will we get that 22 number? It's struggling right now. It's struggling. Again, you guys could have got in this at 17. Been up, I don't know what that is, 17 to 20. 15, 20% or so. Which is decent gains. Compared to just buying a cheap stock and making 5% profit. Pretty low risk. Still there's risk involved, but it was a 1 day till expire. And we had momentum on our side. Now always have a plan before you get in and out of every trade. Have a goal. Know your tolerance. Alright, we're looking at 55.4 degrees in here. 55.4. 48% humidity. Alright, you guys. 2 minutes left in the market. 2 minutes left. Ding, ding, ding. A ding, a ding, ding. Looking at, let's see. Oh, we're so close. 21, 20. We did pretty much hit that 62 or 692.60 support I was calling out, though. Just got to take it one step at a time, one level at a time. It's never a coincidence, you guys. And you'll see me call these levels out constantly, and I'm very, very confident in my technical analysis, in my pattern recognition. That's what I'm best at. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses. For sure. Tesla looks like it wants to fill this gap again. Tesla's one of those companies that, I think they're going to keep innovating and probably growing over time, even though they're so expensive already, technically. You could probably safely just build in a position to them if you haven't already. NVIDIA's even pulled back quite a bit from its highs. Five seconds left on the day. 5 seconds left. So NVIDIA hit 212. I guess it's really not that far off its highs. What am I talking about? Technically, because I guess it only peaked for a moment. Crazy story on NVIDIA. Fun fact, the founder of NVIDIA, his parents are from not far from where I live, like 40 minutes, half hour. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. So that's it. Ding, ding, ding. Wrap on the day. And I feel pretty confident to say I called this play as good as it could be called. You know, we just hit that 22 after hours. You have until 1:15 or 3:15 Eastern time to get rid of your contract, make that final decision. But man, 22 might have been the peak. And if that is, I nailed this to the T. To the T. We hit that 60 range and that $22 level on this option. Now that makes me feel good. That's like, all right, you really, I mean, that only happens with the experience in the market, watching so many of these very, very similar situations play out. But that's it. That's a wrap on the day. I'm not going to drag this out. You know, technically speaking, the market could continue, like we said. We are down here at support right now. Remember, 690.15 is a significant level that we broke through this morning. So let's just take a quick look at the hour chart. I feel like I got some dust on my hat. Man. Alright, so let's just do a quick technical analysis on SPY to wrap things up. We're looking at the 1 hour chart right here. Let's switch over to this chart. Okay, this is the weekly. Just joking. 1 hour chart on here. Now, I've said it before. I'll say it again. 690.15 has been a significant level for a while. It's been support. It's been resistance. We just broke through it again. So it is now support. So while we're here, let's change this to green, shall we? And we do need a new resistance level. So let's just drag this old line up here. This old SOB up here. And line it up with these levels. Not a whole lot of price action. We're reaching close to unknown territory. Very close to those all-time highs. So let's just mark that as resistance, which is kind of that natural psychological level, 695. So it's not really a surprise. That's where it is. But that's where it is. So watch for those levels tomorrow. Again, 690.15 being the critical level of support. But you really should probably look for it to hold above 692. If it doesn't, you're probably going to see that pull back to 690.15. And then come tomorrow, you know, watch for that resistance at 695 and look for that to turn to support. But you can see the only other time we've really broken above it was twice. And, you know, one of those was pre-market. So that is going to be a pretty significant level of resistance, more than likely. People who got sell orders around there, just naturally, that's what will happen. So that is my predictions for the market for the week. Now, you could draw some arrows out here if you would like. Maybe I will tomorrow. I don't know. But that's a wrap on the day. So, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you stay happy and healthy. And I'll see you tomorrow.